Hello everyone. How are we doing today? Can you hear me? If so, let me know in the chat. And if you're in the chat, let me know where you're tuning in from. I guess my phone's not working right now. Okay, we're good on just making sure I can hear myself. Hi, my name is Billy. Today we're going to be making chicken romesco. It's 2 recipes, very simple, but the whole dish is a lot of other ingredients that we don't have time to prepare for today. But I will show you what it looks like. If it's your first time here, make sure that you follow us, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified for our next cooking class. This recipe itself has been brought to you by my patrons. And when we were talking, we wanted to make a Mediterranean chicken dish, and they chose chicken romesco. So this is that recipe today. If you are cooking along, I would suggest just watching first and then rewatching to cook later. So as you can see, we have a lot of things over here. We're going to start off by making the chicken breast first. So, because I don't have a sink, I have to use gloves over here. Let's see here. Can't see the chat for YouTube for some reason. Okay, anyway. So we have these 2 chicken breasts. Something just incredibly easy. You can find these anywhere. I cleaned them up a little bit. I took off the chicken. Oh, I didn't take off the chicken tenders. I guess I wanted to show you that. Please excuse my cold, by the way. I've been fighting something for the past like 3 days. It's just not cleared up yet. So like I can't really hear anything, and I can't really speak, but I'm sure you'll be fine. So we're going to trim off these tenders real fast. You can save those for later. And then if there's any sinew here, if you guys can see this, we're just going to take our knife and trim it off. That's about the most we're going to do here. You can set your ovens to 375 and high fan, no fan, whatever you got. And we're going to season these. The recipe will say to use avocado oil, and I would prefer that because it's a high temperature cooking oil. I used coconut oil, and the final the result was kind of crusty. I don't know why. I think it might just be the coconut oil itself. So we're going to use olive oil. I don't recommend it. Just use avocado. And I didn't have to even tell you that. So seasoning with salt first, or oil first, whatever you got. And then we're going to just lubricate a little bit. I'm fighting so hard not to cough at the moment, because it's going to destroy everyone's ears too. And then we are going to transfer the chicken to a pan. Now, if you don't have a thermometer at home, I highly suggest getting one. This is a thermometer with a probe attachment. It was like 18 bucks on Amazon. And it works really well. Super affordable. I don't know why I took the other glove off. So what we're going to do is we're going to probe the fattest portion of the chicken breast by putting it about that far in, at least. Just want to make sure it's in there. And see, I'll move it over here so you can see this. How convenient that was. And this is a little toaster oven. If you have one of these at home, you can make this too. come on. So I have it set to go off at 165 degrees Fahrenheit because that's the temperature you want to cook chicken to. Not under, not over. Okay, so while that's going, we're going to make the romesco sauce. This is extremely easy, but if you're trying to make it IBD friendly like we have here today, it's just going to require a lot more time. And what I mean by that is we have these tomatoes, these peppers that we have taken the skins off and the seeds out, and we sprouted these almonds as well. If you want to learn how to do all of that stuff, there are recipes connected to this main recipe in the description. I also put it into the comments. Now what's going to happen when you go there is you're going to see you're going to see the full recipe, but at the very, very bottom you'll see the additional recipes for the rice, for the peppers, for the tomatoes, for the almond butter. So you're going to do like the first portion of the almond butter where you're soaking and sprouting. And that is it. So to start off with this sauce, you want to take a pan, just a nice stainless steel pan. We're going to put it over a medium-high heat. And I say in the recipe to use just a high temperature cooking oil. We're going to use coconut oil because, like I said, we don't got no avocado. I would prefer that. And we're going to take our nuts and chop them up a little bit. You can do that by like just taking your knife and smashing them. When they're sprouted, they crush so easily. You'll notice when they're not sprouted, they just kind of stay whole, they're really hard. And this is a good indicator that what nuts you have in front of you truly are sprouted. And we're gonna add these to our pan. All we wanna do is get a little color on them. We don't wanna get them too dark. Where's my spoon? Now what I will tell you to do is to season things in layers. So the measurement of salt we have, it's like a teaspoon. We're just gonna fold it in periodically through the course of this portion of the recipe. All I gotta say is, Apple, you did a fantastic job taking this like wireless camera system and making it a real thing. Like, seriously. So while those are toasting, we're gonna take these tomatoes, we chop them up, we already did that. We're gonna chop up our peppers. Grab some more glovies. Just turn this down a little bit. It's really hard to see those. We're gonna do like a little rough chop on our peppers, nothing too crazy. Let's just say a large dice. Bring this back over so you can see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just run them through. Because we want to make sure that they get spread out evenly during the cooking portion of this. Now, if you've never made romesco sauce before, you are in luck today, because this is one of my favorite sauces to make. We used to serve it with so many different things, from scallops to like roasted cauliflower to adding to pasta. So if any of that stuff interests you or sounds good, that's a great opportunity to use it. Okay, so our nuts are slightly brown, and that's good for me. We're gonna add our tomatoes, So we have these, I think it's about a cup of tomatoes, a cup of peeled, seeded tomatoes. Oh, whoa! We're adding our peppers too. Our peppers are in there as well. We're going to add the pepper juice. And this is where the magic happens, right? So what's going to happen right now is this is all going to marry together. The juices from the tomatoes and peppers are going to cook out and in, allowing the sauce to really acquire a lot of flavor. And we're going to be adding the spices. We have, like I said, some salt, garlic powder, and smoked paprika, sweet smoked paprika, later, because we don't want to cook them further. I forget if I covered this. I'm pretty sure I didn't. So that's going to cook for a couple minutes. Let's see, our chicken is at about 100 degrees right now, so we still have some time on that. Let me see. Let me show you our rice, because we're going to have a little time here. One good way to cook your rice, as you might see, there's like a towel on top, is to add a towel once it's cooked, so any extra moisture clings to that towel. It keeps your rice nice and dry in a good way. And I'll take my tweezers or like some chopsticks and fork the rice. You can use a fork. I just feel like it damages it sometimes, but it makes it nice and fluffy. The recipe in the for this, like I said, is in the bottom of the romesco and chicken sauce recipe. And it's just super, super good. This is a pressure cooker. Let's give it a bite. It is so good. So good. Whew. So that's there, ready to go. If anyone here has any questions, or you're watching later, make sure to add your questions in the comments or the chat. We can answer them when we see them. For some reason, I can't see the chat on YouTube. There's got to be a reason for that. Like you'd think it would show up. Ah, there it is. I found it. It was hiding. See K's here. Awesome. Thank you for joining. All right, so our peppers and tomatoes are cooking down very nicely. Just going to let them go a little bit longer. And let me see, what else we have to say? We got a little time here, a little break that I was not expecting. Oh, scallions. So we also did a class yesterday. I might be able to demo it again while we're waiting. We were making scallion curls. So if you want to check this out, scallion curls are just fancy garnishes you put on top of dishes that make your food look really fancy, like they do in restaurants. And it requires just a scallion and a knife, some ice cold water, and super easy. It's the most inexpensive garnish you can probably buy. These are some green onions from our garden, from our neighborhood garden. And when we're doing these, I'm going to do this again because I'm filling some time here. You cut it at an angle, and you just slice very thinly, almost like you're not slicing anything at all. And then after you're done, you're going to put these threads in very cold water with ice, and it will allow them to curl up into like a little pigtail. Mix them around with like your hands real quick to allow them to breathe more. And take your humble dishes to a new experience. If I had ice water, we would shock them. But as they like sit in the water, they'll get nice and crispy. They'll turn from this to that. Very easy. All right, our peppers are right about there. Peppers and tomatoes. So we're going to turn off the heat. Right. Jen, can you grab the squash? I forget where I put it. So we're going to turn the heat off. We're going to add everything else into the blender. So here's our blender using the Vitamix. Thanks. Move this over here, I guess, so you can see it better. There you go. There we go. I think I got the camera set up in a way that we don't need a camera operator anymore, at least when I'm filming. So we have our peppers, tomatoes, almonds, a little bit of salt. We're going to add our smoked paprika, sweet smoked paprika, our garlic powder, our salt, olive oil, and we're going to blend that up, and then we're going to add our lemon juice. And you might be saying, why are we adding the lemon juice later? And that is because I want to taste things first. Sometimes certain tomatoes will have different acidity levels, and if it doesn't need it, it doesn't need it. Where's our top at? So watch your ears, turn your volume down. I'll give you 3 seconds. 2, 1. Okay, so I'm looking for the sauce to be super smooth, but you can take it to whatever consistency you like. It can be coarse, it can be chunky, whatever you like. But no matter which way you spin it, it's always going to taste very, very good. That is so good. That's so good. Oh, it's like my favorite sauce. And the fact that it's IBD friendly now is even better. You taste everything. You taste the smoked paprika. It really like enhances the peppers that already are roasted. The garlic just comes through in a really nice, subtle, good way. Please make sure you don't use garlic salt. Use garlic powder. And organic is way better. So the consistency, I'll give you a close-up of that. Kind of resembles a tomato sauce, I'd say. And for lemon juice, we're going to do like a little squeeze. Like, we don't need too much. The recipe will call for a half of a lemon. We're gonna do like a quarter on this one. And then we're just going to blend it up one more time. The way we did the recipe today allowed us to get a lot of stuff done very quickly, because I know everyone's attention span is very limited, as mine is especially. And when we're doing recipes in the future, we're going to do them more like this, so you can see things in pieces and learn them progressively. That way, in the end, for like when you're doing the full dish, you're prepared for it. You already have the mise en place in your fridge. So I think this is the best way we'll be able to do recipes in the future together. All right, so we have our sauce. Our chicken's almost done. It's got 5 more degrees to go, so we're at a very good time frame. Let's set up our plating. So this sauce, when it gets colder, the almonds and the fat from the olive oil are going to solidify it a little bit more, making it more of the consistency of like spreading. This is going to be way more saucy when it's warm. So I wish I had some other sauce to show you, but I don't. That's not a big deal. This sauce is delicious. If you just make this and put it on whatever you want, you're going to be thrilled. There we go. So let's put a little sauce on the plate. You can swoosh it with a spoon. That's our chicken. I'm just gonna let it ride for like another minute. And then you can use an offset or your spoon to just drag it across. Now we're gonna take our chicken, or sorry, our rice. Our chicken is cooking. And put a nice little spoon on. While I'm doing this, if you could kindly give us a little like on this video, and if you're not subscribed to this channel, please do. When you subscribe, you'll hear when we're going live in the future, and see all of our other videos we have posted on our shorts and so on and so forth. So thank you for those who have, and please do for those who haven't. So there's our rice. Let's grab our chicken. Ooh, baby. So originally, this recipe was at 400 degrees. It was a little too hot. It's a little too hot. I'll show you the difference, because it's quite different. So at 400, your chicken's gonna look like this. Like really dark. It's kind of, this is overcooked chicken, I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna look really horrible. But if you, now what you're gonna do, because we don't have time at the moment, you're gonna let this chicken rest for a couple minutes, like 3 to 5 minutes, so that those proteins can, right now they're very tense. We want them to relax and allow those juices to reabsorb in the actual chicken breast. So we don't have that luxury, but maybe we can let this one chill and we'll slice this one. And how we're doing this is, look at that, it's perfect. So what I did to make another really fun garnish happen was I took the chicken breast, I sliced it, I'm gonna show you. I sliced it and then I added smoked paprika on top. If you can see this picture we got here. just like that. And it made, like most people will take spices and like smother them in the beginning, and then they'll cook them and they'll burn. This is one of those scenarios specifically where you would do it after. Smoked paprika is good on its own. It doesn't need to be cooked later. So we're gonna use the smoked paprika, A, for flavoring, because it's really good. There's a reason why they put it on deviled eggs, right? I mean, I use it a lot because it has been a very good IBD dish for me, or IBD ingredient for me to use. Okay. Now, here's the magic. We gotta stick it back together. I guess we'll do it like this. Stay on there. So we have this smoked paprika, and we use these, what are they called? They're for tea. Somebody can let me know in the chat what they're called. Oh, there's more people here. Linda, hello Linda. We'll answer questions at the end too, so make sure you hang in there, just because I can't see them too well. So we're gonna use this tea device to lightly sprinkle evenly this paprika. All right, so that's that. Now, I guess this is the magic moment, right? Carefully take your chicken breasts and grab them from, like, how do you say this? Maybe grab it with tweezers or grab it with a knife. Whatever you feel like doing, it don't matter. But you can see, like, you'll get this very clean, juicy chicken and this nice red top. I'm gonna dab it off because it's leaking everywhere. So we have two ways to elevate your dish to like restaurant quality super quickly, right? And I like to make sure that, you know, the chicken's nice and exposed. Not for eating purposes, it's for eating with your eyes. So it's eating with your eyes, not your mouth. Like these two ends, because they're smaller, we would save them for like kitchen snacks. And this would go to the guest. So knowing that, depending on where you're eating, sometimes the cooks will take your food. And you won't even have an idea that it occurred. Okay, now to finish it off, we have these steamed squash. You can use any steamed vegetable you have. We decord them, we deskin them. And again, I'm doing this for me specifically. I don't know, we're gonna try to get it close to the photo as possible. You guys can be the judge of it. You can tell me if we did a good job or not. And then we're gonna add our scallion curls, right? That we talked about. Our nice fluffy scallion curls. Look at that. It's kind of hard to see. And a little olive oil. What are we missing? I don't think anything. So I'll let you be the judge. This is what it looks like. So you got that, and then we got this. Not too bad. I would say we did a pretty good job. All right, so this is how you make Chicken Romesco. And as I said, we have rice, we have some steamed squash, scallion curls, and what did I forget here? Oh, that's pretty much everything. So if you guys have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat right now, and I'll answer them as quickly and as efficiently as possible. And let's see what we got here. Camera angles look good, says Jen. Can you use the Romesco sauce hot and cold? You can use them both ways. I actually like them cold. Hot works either way, just know when it's warmed up. And if you're using it for pasta, for example, you might have to add like a little dash of water to kind of thin it out to the consistency you like. And then Linda says, did you show how to I guess it's peel a pepper? For the peppers, Linda, if you look in the description, there's a recipe for this entire dish. I have a whole bunch of like other tutorials on YouTube that we did of how to roast peppers, how to peel and deseed tomatoes, how to make nut butter, which shows you how to sprout and dry them. So if you want to learn more there, make sure to take advantage of that. I just wanted to make sure we save some time to do this and answer questions. Jen says, Billy showed how to do the tomatoes. Thank you for answering, Jen. Linda gave a smile. Jen says, gorgeous. Kay says, looks yummy. And then Jen says, hi, Kay. So thank you so much for joining. And then we're going to be doing more of these classes often. If you want to see Jen do some of these classes on YouTube, let us know in the chat as well, because she only does them privately for her patrons. So if you want to see those, that's what's up. And have a great day. Thank you all for tuning in. It's extremely awesome. And love you guys.